passed on. That is why they say learn the right way so that you can teach others to be able to avoid it and evade the situation, because no situation, right, or no person is much greater than the situation. Do you see what I'm saying? Meaning that the situation can present itself to you because it has many lessons, right? The situation is the teacher, and you become the student if you have not experienced anything. So, those are some of the things that I want people to understand. Because you see, in this life that we are living, right? People come and go, but we are all permanent souls. And our souls, right? You never hear God ever say that He will destroy, what's it called, thing. He will, you know, vanquish every single person. Like basically, you don't, if you disappear completely at the face of the earth, right? Or the face of life, then ultimately you won't have any traces, but then you would be able to evade punishment, right? So it is showing you that God's creation is permanent, and that for Him to completely erase any creation or anything, it will be ultimately affecting Him, right? Which He's perfect. So He made everything for a purpose, meaning that when He creates life, it can only be, it can't die ultimately. It just has a state of transparency, right? And the state of transparency changes from, each, like each object or each person or each environment or realm or anything like that, because our souls are meant for us to ultimately live forever. People pass away, but they don't truly go away. Do you see what I'm saying? Meaning their soul is there permanently and awaiting what? Judgment. But even after judgment, they're still not dead, right? So that should make people understand that you are permanently there, regardless of your time frame that you are living here on earth. You ultimately have different, you know, um, life, um, like ultimately you have a different path. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad, but it is still a next path, meaning that it's like, for example, a physical example is a rich person, right? Starts off being rich. Now, if the rich person was greedy and always kept all the money to themselves and never helped anybody, and then one day, right, ultimately they lose all their wealth, then they will be on a different path where they have not experienced in their life. Though they have knowledge of being rich, right? But now they have a path that they have no experience. You see what I'm saying? And ultimately, due to their nature and what they were doing before, they would be affected. It will determine the time frame that they're on the specific path, if you know what I mean. Because guess what? Life has many ways of impacting people. You cannot prevent somebody from what's it called ultimately shining, because it is the soul of the person. What is done spiritually is permanent, but what is done physically is only for the time being. So focus on spiritual, because you see, Jesus came. And when He came and He was talking, He told everybody, those who came before me came to do what? Physical work, mental work, right? But I have come to do spiritual work. That means he has come to make things perfect. He has come to make things solidified. He has come to basically take control of every human being's destiny that is meant for destruction and use it for good. And so God left Satan in charge, gave him everything because he knows ultimately, as beautiful as we see the earth, and you can travel anywhere in the world, you can own jets, planes, um, etc. Like, see the best things of your life. But ultimately, right, you will get past that where you're bored, right? In it, at first, you might say, I can never get bored. I can always get used to this. But then once you have gotten used to it, it's like, eating something that you don't normally eat because it's too expensive. If you start to eat it every single day for, a couple months or, you know, 30 days or so, ultimately, right, you're going to start to say, maybe there's something more to this than that because you can never be satisfied with earthly things, right? So, what is priceless? Human life is priceless. Things are not priceless because they come and go. Do you see what I'm saying? So, remember, our lives are truly important, but God has given us all the keys to ultimately understanding our ways and what to expect because people are saying, oh, heaven is this way or heaven is that way. But ultimately, what is truly in our desires, that is what is good and what is beneficial for all to be able to reap off of, is ultimately heaven for each and every individual.